Well, hello. My name is Jaime RIOS-CALLEJA. I'm doctor in sustainable architecture. I have a major in fine arts with a specialization in sculpture. I also did a major in architecture and a master's degree in sustainable design in New Zealand, in Auckland University, and a PhD in sustainable architecture in Victoria University of Wellington, also in New Zealand. Currently, I work as a full-time professor at the Faculty of Architecture at LabWAP, and I am an associate researcher, Class C, developing diverse projects related to my area of research, and I'm also CEO of consulting enterprise called ECORFAN, developing energy efficiency projects and sustainable designs and projects. And well, just a brief about myself. I have worked as a professor since I was a student, part-time professor at Universidad de las Américas Puebla. Also, I was professor at Victoria University of Wellington while I was doing my PhD. And currently I am a researcher, as I mentioned, and full-time professor here at LabWAP. Also, I'm a member of PRODEP, which is this census of researcher of Secretaría de Educación Pública, and I'm a member of the academic corpus CA115, which is focused on developing environmental sustainability for habitats. I am a young researcher, and therefore I have very few scientific publications, but I have a couple of them, international publications and also book chapters. I can say that one of my most exciting works was related to emergency prototypes for housing programs after earthquake. Well, particularly after the earthquake of last September 2017, which we developed a prototype for rural areas, for marginal areas, and we actually ended building 5 of them, and they were built out of bamboo and also recycling and reusing other natural materials. We use pallets for walls. We use crumbles and all sorts of reusable materials from the earthquakes, like concrete or recycled concrete or recycled earth, to develop insulation in these walls. And we end publishing this work in different magazines, and also we did some keynote speech for international conferences in Indonesia, and we were also invited to talk about this project, which was very social and environmental as well, at the European Parliament at Brussels. And so basically we have collaborated with international books about my line of research, which is focused on low impact renewable natural materials into buildings, particularly set and focused in Mexico. And at the moment we are developing some interesting collaborative work with other faculties, for instance physics, and we are doing scans and scanning images, and also studying through 3D tomographic images and materials such as bamboo or woods or different type of composites based on natural materials, earth, bamboo, wood, and fibers, natural fibers. And we are comparing these materials through these tomographic images with traditional or conventional structural testings, by compression and tension testings, to develop new ways of studying the material, and also to develop kind of guidelines for building with natural low impact building materials. So this is quite interesting, because now we are using all the settings from the great Benemérito Universidad Autónoma de Puebla, BUAP, and all the labs. We have a lab of tomographic images, for industrial tomographic images, the biggest in Latin America, and we are applying all these possibilities to new ways of research. In this way, I believe that that we can contribute to improve architecture national-wide or local-wide, and also to contribute to the corpus of material that it's been published about natural low-impact materials, and somehow by doing so we can achieve more resilient type of buildings, and more resistant also, and a better way of using these materials. I do follow a lot of the architecture done by architects Brenda and Robert Bale. I found that they have a great deal of work which is very sound and profound about environmental architecture. I was assessed by them during my PhD, and I learned heaps, and I learned lots of the concepts that I apply today to my building, to my projects, and also to the teaching. And I believe these are more focused on true sustainable architecture and making productive. Today's days we should be focusing on saving resources, and architecture is a tool to produce resources, to produce light, to produce energy for the government or for the municipalities, not only for the users. And so we have to shift now, stop thinking about architecture as something that creates a lot of consumption in energy, in water, in resources, into something that we can actually produce them by doing a proper architecture. In this how, I believe that we need less fancy projects that are more economically approached, and are set for as a monument or as a showroom for rich governments or rich cities or people who want to express power. And instead we should start focusing more on architecture that is social, that is environmental, that is for the people, for the benefit of the nature and for the environment, and with deep and profound knowledge about what all the technology that we have today to apply about sustainability. So these are my lines of research, and this is the projects that I mostly follow. And well, I'm looking forward to keep working on those areas of research, and also to follow other researchers in this type of conversations and interviews. Also, well, thank you for the opportunity to express myself.